Anybody hear me? Okay, I know this sound. Okay. I'm back again, guys. I apologize for the interruption. Had a call from the church, so I have a meeting in the morning, so I just want to make sure I don't miss that call. And it was time to find out that was a very important call for that meeting. Okay. Anyway, guys, I hope all is well. Today is another talk about this book, Chesterfield County Virginia Career Guide. And it's a beautiful career guide, volume 2. Now, the reason I want to discuss about volume 2 a little bit is because I had a conversation with a friend of mine who is having to be a retired electrician. Many of you already know my father was a journeyman's electrician, and my friend is also a journeyman's electrician. His son is a master electrician, and I'm telling you, there's so much opportunities a lot of us are missing out on. I got into the electronic field through through my father, and decided to took through Votech education and through Petersburg High School, which has an awesome vocational program, and which I have taken advantage of. I have had the opportunity to be introduced to carpentry. I was introduced to automotive, um, electronics or electricity, and I forget what the other one. Oh yeah, I did do some pipe work. But all this started from my time in junior high school when I was doing woodwork, went to high school and started learning a little bit more. And from there, I decided to go into the field of engineering, which is electrical engineering, where I attended Virginia State University. And from there, I decided to make the military my career. Later on, I got into civil engineering through the Air Force side, got in combat engineering, and decided to follow my calling to ministry as a chaplain and as a minister. That's just those of you already know. But one thing I have noticed over the years, there's less and less young people in the field. Now that being said, trying to bring race into the picture, but there is a change. There's a shortage of young people and some older who are not uh, taking advantage of the opportunity to get into the field of electronics or electricity, into the field of being an electrician. Okay, electrician has a very important job and it's a very rewarding career. There's other careers just as good, but I want to talk today about electrician per se. So the conversation is going to be about electrician and everything you need to know about these careers, whether it be plumbing, electrician, carpentry. It's in volume 2. Okay, put a lot of work into it. I wanted to get it. It's available in hardback and paperback as well. But I wanted to introduce that because there's nothing out there that will give guidance to someone who was interested in going into that particular field. And this field is it's available everywhere. There's a need. I mean, a new what's the name of that plane? A data center is being built. So guess what? Who's going to run the wiring? Who's going to set up the electrical wiring, the circuit breakers, the electrical panels, or the transformers for connecting to the buildings, whether it be step up or step down transformer, those who understand what I'm talking about. Motors, electric motors got to be set up. Lighting system got to be set up. Backup generators will be set up. So you need to know someone who is skilled in that area. Fire alarm system, security surveillance system got to be installed by someone who understands electricity. Also, building automation system got to be set up. Solar energy panel. They're quite sure they're going to have solar energy panel there. Electrical vehicle charging stations as well. All that's going to have to be done by electrician. This is one of the most rewarding, in my opinion, rewarding careers that's out there. I wish I had taken a little bit more serious, got my journeyman's license, and that way I have both, from the degree standpoint of engineering and setting up blueprints to the ones who actually say, I'm going to go ahead and set this up myself. Having both skills and the license and ensure that way I can also provide as a consultant and those who could be out in the field to make sure that job being done. However, Army was calling me. So this book, I want to read off just a few things about this book. Mostly the electrician part. I'll probably talk a little bit maybe about the carpentry and the plumbing. Because I'm telling you, without carpenters, you have no buildings. Without masonry, those who are in the field of masonry, you're not going to have anything built. You don't have no bridges. You have nothing. Okay? Everything that we take for granted because of these professionals. Does it require a degree? No, it does not. Can you earn up to $100,000 a year? Yes, and more. Okay? Doesn't require all that. So let's talk about it. And I want to encourage all my young high school students who are taking electronics classes right now, or learning the trade right now, and as an apprentice or in community colleges. I want you to watch this video thoroughly, and that way you have a greater understanding of what you're participating in or look to participate in as a career. So let's get started. So what is an electrician? What is an electrician? Let's start off with that. And just want a side note here. There's careers available in the Air Force, I know that for sure, and the Army and the Navy for electricians as well. You can get that kind of training and skills as well. So you don't have to worry about going to school if you don't have the money. Hey, join the military, go into that trade, get your training. So an electrician is a skilled trade profession. It's a professional who install what? And repairs, maintain, inspect, upgrade electrical power. That's what they do. They install what? Lighting, communication devices, control devices, and safety system. Now, I already learned just a few things that the electrician works on a daily basis, and this could be something you may be certified to do or work on a daily basis. If not, may bounce between 2, 3, or more different things that you work on. So this is what typical electricians work with. Okay, electricians work with electrical wiring, circuit breakers, electrical panels, transformers, again, motors. You got to do electrical, DC, AC motors, lighting system, backup generators, fire alarm system, security system, building automation system, solar energy system. Matter of fact, I got some guys installed some solar right above my roof. Electrical vehicle charging equipment. Guys, if you purchase an electrical vehicle, an EV, please do not try to set those charging stations up yourself. Get a certified licensed electrician to do it, who understand to make sure it's properly set up to your circuit breaker and also set up to your existing circuit breaker with the right amount of voltage and current, okay? Because you might set up something, and I'm telling you, it makes a big difference in charging, because either you wait 8 hours to charge or you get 4 hours to charge. It's up to you. So I highly, even though it's simple to do, some people to do it, if you already got the background, that's great. But if you don't, hire an electrician, please. All right, let's move on. So why choose a career as an electrician? This comes from the book as well. Electricians enjoy numerous professional advantages, and these are benefits that include a strong employment demand. Right now, there's a severe shortage of electricians, in my opinion. Now, when I got into the plumbing field through the Air Force side, my mentor always broke it down for me. There was not many people getting into the trade. And even in our shop, we got a shortage of personnel, so I had to do 3 times the work. There's not enough of us. Whether it be electricians, plumbers, carpenters, whatever, there's not enough. But the beautiful thing is you'll never have to worry about a job, okay? There's definitely a strong employment demand. Competitive wages, big time. Paid apprenticeship. If you want to go into the apprenticeship program, they have an apprenticeship program that will pay you. Now, the Air Force and the Army has a program. You join, they're going to send you to school. They're going to send you to some type of technical school, where you're going to learn the field, okay? And there's continuing education beyond that within the military, especially the Navy as well, because you definitely got to keep those ships running. Guess what? And what else? Excellent job security. You don't have to worry about jobs because we always need electricity. Look, I'm using electricity right now in my household. All right? You got multiple industry options. My father worked at a plant. He was a commercial electrician, so he worked at the plant, keeping everything working. You don't have to worry about that. Multiple industrial options, opportunities for overtime, opportunities. My dad done plenty of that. Um, State licensure. So you also require to have a license. That means you got to make sure you study. Okay, you know your hands-on work, but you got to know what the Commonwealth or what the state requires. Every state license is different. I always thought Oklahoma licenses was the same, or Texas licenses was the same requirements as Virginia. No, it's not. Each code is different, and those who got them code books, you better memorize them because that's going to be your key to passing that exam. Just one of them, not just all of them, but one of them. Code is everything. Compliance is your friend. It keeps you out of trouble. What else? Leadership opportunities. And then we're going to cover that. The book covers leadership opportunities. Entrepreneur potential. I have graduated with a friend of mine from high school whose father is a master electrician, got his own business, and is an entrepreneur. He does residential electrician work, okay? He's an electrician who does residential work. He does an outstanding job. I mean, he's been in it for years. I'm quite sure he's retired, been past retired now. I'm not sure if my buddy is continuing the same business as his father, but I believe he did have done some electrical work for my wife and I, for my mother-in-law's house down in the country, and I used it in the county actually. So he did a beautiful job. Set up a new circuit breaker, set up a line to the water pump, so that way you can pump water from the well. And he did a beautiful job. He done a beautiful job. I don't know if he's still doing it. We're both in our 60s, and I'm not sure if he's retired or he's still doing the work. But entrepreneur opportunities, it's out there, guys. It's up to you. So, electrician perform work that is essential to nearly every residential, commercial, industrial, and government facility. If you think that the electricians are not that important, go to your hospital and turn off all the lights. Turn off your x-ray, turn off all the power. Think of a day without power and you're in a hospital and need surgery. Think about a day without power. There's no HVAC system working. That's a whole different conversation. Environmental conversation. That's a whole different conversation. But just think about it. Where would you go? How would life be? I tell people, go downrange a couple of times. You'll find out. You'll know the difference. Because when you have skilled individuals that are set up where you can have power infrastructure in place, it's a great thing. I mean, those distribution systems that's out there, that you may see a land full of wiring and you see some transformers out there, not because electricians put them out there. So that the power can be distributed from one community to another. And without that, you have nothing. You got electricians running power plants to make sure that power plant is providing the energy you need for your home or your commercial property to operate properly. Okay? So let's talk about electrician career pathways. You got several specialization careers path that you can take. Again, like I talked before, residential electricians, commercial electricians, and industrial electricians. My dad was more industrial. He knows commercial and he also knows residential, but he kept that thing working. You know. But that's another conversation. So let's talk about residential. You want to just work on houses. You know, houses are being built every day. Okay, there's not a day there's some type of construction taking place in one neighborhood community or a commercial construction is taking place, and after the frame of the building is up, now you have to run the wires. Okay, so what does it do? Residential electrician installs and maintain electrical systems in home, apartments, and residential development. Responsibility. What are their responsibilities? Here they are. Here's the breakdown right here. Install electrical wirings. Connect lighting fixtures. I did that a lot, guys. Install electrical panels. Done that too. Troubleshoot electrical problems. Had to do that as well. Upgrade service panel. Install EV charger and small home system. What's the education requirement, guys? And I want all my high schoolers to listen carefully. Education requires apprenticeship. That's one direction you can go. You got paid apprenticeship programs all over the place. Military, it's like an apprenticeship program because you're going right into it. They're going to send you to tech school. They're going to do basic training, then they send you to tech school, and you'll learn as a airman or a private soldier, or a Marine or a seaman, understanding basic electrical principles. You have to pass the ASVAB test, of course, if you want to do that. You got to have some type of mechanical aptitude to understand electrical, okay? To understand. If you take basic electronics, electricity in high school, and you take the ASVAB test, you should have no problem. All right. Technical schools is a great thing. Others, careers and technical education, CTE, careers and technical education program. Now, you ask the question, how much do they pay? How much do they pay? Well, today, right now, it's between $50,000 to $80,000 a year. Now, some electricians earn more. You know, if you factor in overtime, okay? Yeah, some other maybe through, we got their Germans and then went and obtained their masters. Masters pays more. Listen to what I'm saying. Master electrician gets paid more. Okay, they can ask for more. They're contractors. They're either independent or they're working for the subsidiary, and they can demand more because they have experience, leadership abilities, and know-how. Okay. So, you know, 50 to 80,000 is outstanding. Depending where you are, I'm focused on Virginia right now. So that's a great source of income. You work on it every day, rain, sleet, or snow, you're working, okay? Next one is commercial electrician. Now, the commercial electrician install electrical systems in offices, schools, hospital, retail center, and commercial buildings. And their responsibility, and on top of what's already been mentioned, install conduits. And many of you in high school should know what a conduit is. Just look it up. They'll explain what a conduit is. You can Google that word. Wire commercial facilities, install lighting system, fire alarm installations, electrical testing, equipment troubleshooting. Every now and then something do break down. Now, what do they get paid for the commercial? Now, commercials get paid between $60,000 to $90,000. I'm not factoring overtime. We're looking at the basic level, $60,000 to $90,000, which is an awesome salary that you earn. Okay. Now we're going to move to industrial electrician. Industrial electrician maintains electrical equipment used in manufacturing and industrial operation. So if you work on a piece of equipment, I know a friend who has done that for over 20 years. I mean, he worked as an electrician for a manufacturer, and he's retired now, and he's living very well. That's all he does. And he said they opened the door for him. He used to do other things, but someone told him about an apprenticeship program. He traveled up to Richmond for that apprenticeship program, and guess what? Electrician. And worked at a manufacturer, as an industrial electrician ever since. So what does an industrial electrician maintain? They maintain electrical equipment used in manufacturing and industrial operations. Responsibilities: motor controls, all those little high-speed motors running, PLC troubleshooting, equipment maintenance, automation system, all those automation systems running in the factory, or they're working 24 hours a day, and someone has to maintain those equipment, make sure that they're running smoothly. Troubleshoot, because when the machinery stops, that's money lost. Okay, high voltage system. They work on high voltage system. This is something my dad does all the time. Work on high voltage system. I mean, he used to come home with this big old bag of tools and his big old bag of his Volton amp meter. That what got me interested in the field, and I ended up learning how to use that too. But that's what you do. Okay, typical salary is between 70,000 to 105,000. Okay, annually. Can you imagine earning a 70 to $105,000? And if ever anything happened with the economy, the plant shut down, there's always another plant that's looking for somebody. Electricians are not going to go without work if they got the skills. Master electrician. Master electricians supervise projects, oversees apprentice, interpret electrical codes. That's why that coding is so important. And manage complex installations. That's what they do. They are like the managers of electricians. They make sure all these things are happening. Their chief responsibilities are project supervision, code compliance, permit coordination, employee training, customer consultation, quality assurance. They're going to make sure that thing is working properly. They're going to test it. They're going to oversee the operation to make sure everything's running smoothly. It's just like having a superintendent. Basically, a master electrician are your superintendents, and they're the one who supervise the operations. I had a superintendent in my shop that covers HVAC, HVAC, the mechanical shop, HVAC and plumbing. We have one superintendent. Then we got two supervisors who are master plumbers, master electrician, master HVAC. Okay. Typical salary, 80 to 120,000. Can you use 80 to 120,000? They all start from the basics, and that's where it's up to you. Sky's the limit. Now here's another position, electrical project manager. Now the electrical project manager oversees construction project involving electrical system. Now, they're responsible for budget management. That means the man hours, the equipment hours, what kind of equipment do you have to obtain to make it work, okay? There's power equipment that you're going to have to rent or buy. I mean, it's just different things. But it's about the man hours. How many hours a day that you need to pay these guys in order for this project to work, all right, to get this project done, okay? Man hours, everything. I have to learn about man hours. Okay, scheduling. You got 3-shift operation or a 2-shift operation, or even a 1-shift. If it's an industrial, you're going to have a 24-hour operation. I'm going to promise you that. And you're going to have like maybe 6 electricians working. So there's let's say maybe 3 per shift, and you got to still consider the time off. You may have more than that, who knows? But you got to look at scheduling, contract coordination, you got to look at that. Project planning, that's a must, especially when you're dealing with blueprints and schematics. Client communication, communicating with that potential client who wants this project done. It's going to be a multi-million-dollar or multi-billion-dollar project, okay? Client communication is a must. Workforce supervision. Sure that the work is done with quality and assurance. The job is done. You making sure that your master electrician is getting the job done, and the electrician as a whole. And then after that project is done and everything's working, you move on to the next project. Typical salaries, 95,000 to 145,000 yearly. Electrical contractor. Now, the contractor runs everything, okay? Electrical contract owns or manages electrical contract business serving residential, commercial, industrial, or government clients. And we need those electricians. There's a bunch of contractors right on Fort Lee, okay? Or Fort Bragg, Shepherd Air Force Base, Andrews Air Force Base. You know, those different things. Norfolk Naval Air Station. You got contractors that's making things work. So other folks don't have to deal with it. What do? Their responsibilities are as follows: business management, estimating, workforce And that's estimating. That's a formula for with that too. Workforce leadership, customer relations, uh, financial management, regulatory compliance. There you go. Salaries, typical salary is 100,000 plus a year. Some earn 250, some earn 300. Some, 150,000. I mean, that's the range. It's 100,000 plus, depending on the business size and the profitability. If you get the job done ahead of schedule, of course, there's bonuses given out too. But the main thing that every leader in this field must adhere to, and that is safety. A day when someone doesn't get electrocuted or hurt is a day money is saved and the project continues without interruptions. So safety is a must. You wear your PPE, wear your glove, wear your proper equipment. Okay. Now, daily responsibility of electrician may include, but it's not exclusive. But here's the following: you got to be able to read a blueprint. Okay, I know how to read a schematic diagram. Interpret electrical schematics. There you go. All right. Install conduits. Pull electrical wiring. Install panels and breakers. Test electrical circuits. Troubleshoot equipment. Replace defective component. Yes, Lord. You got to replace them. You got to test it. And if this thing doesn't work, you replace it. Okay. Install lighting system. Document completed work. Okay? Everything has to be documented. Okay. All right. What else? Installation. Inspect installation. Sorry about that. Ensured code compliance. See, there's that word again, code. Virginia has a code for residential, commercial, and industrial. Every day requires technical expertise, attention to details, and strict adherence to safety standards. I already just mentioned that. Is that making sense? And you can do this because there's so many people who are doing very well in this field because they pay attention to what? Detail. It's all about the detail. Even in measuring. You got to measure whether it's an oscilloscope or a Volton amp meter, you measure it accurate. Make sure the measurement is accurate. Okay. So here's the typical work setting. Electricians work in many environments. For example, residential construction, commercial buildings, manufacturing facilities, hospitals, schools and universities. Yes, sir. Schools and universities, government buildings, utility companies, renewable energy installation. Yes, sir. Transportation facility. Here's a new word I added this into. Data center. We got 3 data centers being built in the Commonwealth of Virginia. One in Chester, Petersburg, and somewhere else. I'm not sure, I can't remember where. But they're being built. We got solar farms in Petersburg, right off Wagner Road. You can't miss it. Electrician installed that. Okay. I have solar panels installed in my house, part of the distribution. Okay. So renewable energy installation, you're never going to be without a job. Utility companies, transport, data center, you're not going to be without a job. Because right now, things are happening now. This is the great time to be an electrician. This is a great time to be in construction as a whole. Why? Because they need you. It's a great day to be a pipe fitter or a plumber. It's a great day. What else? Military installation needs you. Electrical contractor companies need you. Some electricians work indoors while others work outdoors. Like my grandson, he works outdoors. He got to climb those giant poles, replace either bulbs or do repairs and do other electrical works. And he's in school right now. He's in school. He already finished 2 or 3 certifications. Now he's working on his associate degree. Why? Because there's a demand. And he's doing very well. Electrical contract companies need you. So some electricians work, like I said, work indoors, outdoors, or a construction site, or various weather conditions. It can be cold, hot, windy, rain, wet. They work in all conditions. So you have to prepare yourself to be willing to work in all forms of conditions. Yeah, we lose power. Okay, there's a hurricane hit, we lose power. Guess what? You need the electricians to, first of all, shut off that power grid in that one area, okay, small area. And then what they do is what? Start doing the repairs. Start doing the repairs, okay? And they know exactly what they're doing. They have the right equipment to do it. I see them at work all the time, okay? A lot of times they'll tear down an old pole, put up a new pole, and reconnect new wiring to it. They always, that's part of utility, that's part of infrastructure. We need that, okay? Either that, my AC will be on. So now, a lot of people didn't know this, but I'm letting you know now. There's different specializations that an electrician can get involved. And they're all professional. And they may specialize in different areas. Not all electricians are the same, okay? You might have an electrician who works on residential wirings. Others, commercial electrical system, industrial electrical system, high voltage distribution, solar photovoltaic PV installation, electric vehicle charging system, fire alarm system, security system, which is, they can do both of them. Building automation, data communication, there's that data center again, renewable energy, and industrial control. Specialization allows electricians to develop advanced expertise and increase career opportunity. The more you learn, the more you know, the more opportunities open available for you. Okay, so what are your essential skills that you're going to need, guys, to be a great electrician, okay, or a contractor? What are the essential skills? A successful electrician possess the following. Mathematics is a must. You cannot be screwing around with mathematics. Mechanical aptitude. Remember I was telling you about the mechanical aptitude test through the I forgot the name of that thing, the ASVAB test. They look at that, okay? And a lot of times if you get a job, they're going to give you something similar of an aptitude test to see where you are, okay? So mechanical aptitude test is a must, okay? You got to have a certain aptitude when it comes to mechanicals. Electrical theories. Do you understand electrical theories? Do you understand what voltage is? Current, resistance. There's another one I can think of. It's been years. I can't even think of it now. Capacity, like a capacitors, transformers. Do you know the formula, step up, step down transformer? There's a formula, okay? Blueprint reading. Anybody know how to read a blueprint? Big old thing. There's stuff you can print them out and you'll be able to interpret it, okay? Problem solving. You got to be able to do that. Attention to detail. I mean, again, that's a must for everything. All right? Manual dexterity. All right? Communication skills. Be able to articulate and communicate effectively between others to convey the message of what's being done. That's a must. You can't be coming up with this ghetto stuff and think you're going to get somewhere. You got to speak proper English. You got to be able to convey that you understand, or you convey a message to the people you're working with, okay, as far as what was to be done in that shop. All right, let's move on. Physical stamina. You got to be willing to be able to walk on your feet, stand on your feet, have your hands up all the time, working on stuff on the roof, working on the ceiling, or be working on a piece of wire, climbing a pole. You got to be willing to climb a pole, climb a ladder, okay? That takes some type of stamina, you know? You want to stay in shape. You don't want to get out of shape. You don't want to eat too much, okay? Because you need physical stamina to do what electricians do, okay? Time management, getting the job done, maximize the time. Do not waste time, okay? Teamwork. You're going to have a team in the shop, and you're going to work together to get that project done on a daily basis, all right? Safety awareness, being in mind. Of course, they're going to have training too. Safety awareness is everything. One thing I always learn, and I still practice that habit, when it comes to working in the shop or working on equipment or working on the project, you don't wear jewelry. It is a safety hazard. I wouldn't wear a necklace. You wouldn't catch me wearing rings or watch unless it's plastic and I wear it in my pocket. But you do not wear stuff that conduct electricity. Okay? Don't wear anything that can conduct electricity. That's a must. And you go that, and I know in the shop or in the field, that's going to be emphasized quite a bit. All right. Headgear, hard hats is a must. Safety is a must. Okay. So I just want to put that out there because it was ingrained in me when I was in high school, college, and in the field working at the shop. Okay. So electrician must also remain current on charging and changing electrical codes and evolving technology. Technology changes every day. I remember where resistors was just like 2 leads right here and a color code. All right. And it tells you how many amps, how many resistance ohms or resistance does it have. Okay. That's what that color code is. Now the thing just a little tiny like this. Now it's inside of an integrated circuit. Now the integrated circuit just can fit right on my fingertip. Things are changing every day. You may have something that's huge that you have to carry. It has to be the right one. The wires may be graded different. You don't want to pull a small wire or graded wire that's not graded for that circuit that can cause a fire. So you got to know your codes. Those electric codes are going to save your life, going to save your job. Okay? Code is your best friend. I highly encourage you to know those codes. Get a code book, memorize them things. Know it because it's going to save your life. It's going to save your job. You're going to stay in compliance to that code. If that code says you do not connect this to something else, you are not going to do it. You're not going to do it. Why? Because the code says you're not to do it. You're not going to have wired a plug that's less than 2 inches, no. 2 inches from the ground level of the flooring. Okay, so if you measure between the floor, it's the floor, you go up here 1 and 2. That's where that plug is. That's that box goes right there. Some places may have it 5, but that's different state. You gotta know that code. Code to keep you out of trouble. Even for us plumbers, guys, keep us out of trouble. Okay. So what are the basic electrical educational apprenticeship and licensure certification? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about education. Okay. Education pathway include a high school diploma or equivalent. All right? You need that, first and foremost. A certificate in trade and industrial education or VOTEC education is a plus while you're in high school. You could go for your associate degree in electrician as the electrician while you're in high school. They have it now, guys. Listen to what I'm saying, young people. You can be study to be an electrician now through VOTEC programs and a 2-year college program while you're still in high school. There are students who graduate with a high school diploma and already got their associate degree the moment they walk out across that stage. So there's no limit to what you can do. All you have to do is manage your time and make the dedication to do it. So definitely a career in technical education is awesome. Technical college certificate. My grandson has one. He has 2. And he's continually improving and working on more. All right. Electrical apprenticeship programs also. Associate degree in electrical technology. All right. Then you got the military electrical training. All right. I went through the plumbing side of the house. Okay. Through Community College of the Air Force, through Shepherd Air Force Base. Okay. Now for electricians, there may be a different school. May not be at Shepherd Air Force Base. Could be at Langley. It could be at Andrews. You never know. But they will train you on what you need to know. And a lot of times they give you 3 months, 4 months, could be 6 months. I was a Shepherd for October to January. Okay. To learn, and then I have to go to another school to learn more about my job. Okay. So professional education is always ongoing, and it will be helpful for your career. So most electricians complete a formal apprenticeship program, combining classroom instruction with what? Paid on-the-job training. You're going to get paid. Virginia typically requires licensing for journeymen and master electrician performing regulated electrical work. License required generally includes education, work experience, and successful completion of applicable examination. Here's the examination. All right. 08, OSHA 10 hours construction certification. OSHA 30 hours construction certification. National Electrical Code CES training. These are just certifications you can get. NABCEP. That's for our solar guys. Okay, solar, photovoltaic. And I screw it up every time because it's not something I deal with every day. Certification for solar. There's a certification for electric vehicle charging infrastructure certification. Guys, do not set up a electrical vehicle charging station without going through this training. Okay, manufacturing specific equipment certification. There's maybe a machine that rolls cigarettes and it breaks down. You've got to be certified to work on that machine. Okay, I have a lift machine that helps lift me while I'm in my electric scooter. Okay, a guy who came to work on it, electrician. He looked at it and said, I'm not certified to work on this piece of equipment. If I work on it, it can avoid the warranty. So I had to get another guy to come who's certified to work on this piece of equipment because he went through the training and was able to successfully get this machine working properly. So you have to be certified in different areas to work on those specific things, okay? So continued education is important to maintain license and to stay current with code updates and emerging technology. I mean, we got 3 major construction going on right now, and that's when the data center is going up. You got to have electricians in there, and guys. I mean, this is it, guys. I mean, this not going anywhere. We just need a better way of cooling and keeping it cool, though. I wouldn't recommend using water supply. There's got to be something else that can be developed and utilized that will not overheat, will cause the system to overheat. It'll cool it down, and it's also will recool. It's another story. Because you don't need to tap with my water supply. No. There's other ways to do it. All right. So let's talk about equipment, software, and technology. Electricians commonly work with multimeter. See, I always talk about the multimeter. What's a multimeter? Photon amp meter. Okay, photon stands for photon amp ohm meter. What does it do? It measures voltage. It measures current. And it measures resistance. E over I times R. That's it. You take it and you multiply it. If you're trying to find voltage, you know how to use the formula for that. You want to find current, you want to do the voltage for that, the calculation for that, and same way. But if there's you measuring, you want to set that thing right. If you're measuring resistance across the circuit or across the, you want to make sure you want to measure it. You want to use the right equipment. So a multi-amp meter is you got a voltage tester that tests if there's any voltage across that circuit. You plug that thing in, and you see the light goes on. That's when you know it's working. Okay, conduit bender. You need a conduit bender. You make sure you got to have that. You got a wire puller. You can't just pull wire by yourself. You got to have equipment for that. Cable cutters, definitely a must. Circuit tracer. You got thermal imaging camera. Now that's new to me. I never had to use that. Thermal imaging camera. They'll let you know the heat. So if it gets hot, they'll pinpoint where it's hot at. That's what I'm calling fire. Power tools, drills, pressers. You got different machines. You need power tools for that. Okay. Software, AutoCAD, computer-aided drafting, electrical. All right. That's for electricians. Computer-aided drafting. That way, CAD comes from. Blue Beam Review, electrical estimating software, project management software. Everything here I'm talking about used to be done by calculations. We didn't have that kind of computer software that will allow you to get that information that fast. But now things have changed. I mean, digital blueprint platform. I mean, you can pull up a screen, look at the blueprint without printing a whole dang a load of blueprints, okay? And those things are heavy, they're time consuming. You have to roll up, you got to figure out which one for part of the building or what part of the state construction work that you need. So you got to flip them things, all right? Don't worry about it until you get into you start getting into the higher level of electrician, and that means being a contractor or manager. Let's look at what else. Technologies, okay? Smart home system, that's a must. I got a smart, my home is smart now, partially smart. Building automation system, electrical vehicle charging station, solar system, battery energy storage, okay? You got solar system and you're not being utilized, you're off the grid and you're using it for charging for emergency. You don't have a generator or a Generac, you needed something for your house in case the power goes out. Okay, that's where these battery energy storage system comes to play. And you have them in your garage. Okay, you can have 1, 2, or 3 in there. Okay, and each one costs a bit, but it's worth it. It'll charge, it'll store your energy, and if you never lose power, it's a whole house system. I prefer the generator, in my opinion. Now, programmable logic controllers. You need that PLC, programmable logic controller. Energy management system. Internet of Things, IoT device, okay? That falls right under to what? Internet of Things, IoT system device. Look it up. Technology continue expanding and the responsibilities and opportunities available to electricians. You see how big the opportunities as an electrician is? I mean, there's so much out there and not enough people. There's not enough people in the field. Uh-oh, something's wrong here. Anyway, there's grand opportunities for you guys in the electrical field. I mean, it can be residential, commercial, industrial. The opportunities, the world's over for you, okay? If you work on an oil rig, you need electrician for that too. All right, nuclear power plant needs electrician. Coal power plant needs electricians. I mean, there's no way of getting around it. Now, your salary expectation, how much you're getting paid, I already discussed a few of them, but here's a rehash of what's available. Residential electrician, 50 to 80,000. Commercial electrician, 60 to 90,000, give or take. Industrial electrician, 70 to 105,000, all right? Master electrician, 80 to 120,000. I'm talking about master electrician. He passes the requirement, the exams, and he got his master's license. Electrical project manager, another one. They get paid 95 to 145,000, and electrical contractor 100,000 plus. Pretty good income, if you ask me. Pretty good. And I know some of you do some work on the side too. So compensation may vary according to your license level, employer, geographic location in Virginia, Northern Virginia, Southern Virginia, or maybe North Carolina, West Virginia, Tennessee, or California. It varies. You know, electrician in California is not going to be making 50 to 80,000. They're probably making 180,000 plus. Why? Because the standard of living is so higher. All right. What else? Compensation varies, guys. Certification and years of experience. Major employers in Chesterfield County and the Greater Richmond region. I'm going to read you off. I'm just going to read off the industry that's looking for you. Here they are. Now, electrician can be employed by the following: electrical contract companies, okay, general contractors, manufacturing facilities, hospitals and healthcare system, school divisions and universities, utility providers, government agency, data center, renewable energy companies, industrial plants, property management companies, military contractors. And again, the military are always looking for people to work on stuff, okay? That's why we got the AFSC or MOS or other specialized MOS that's in other branches. Now, here are a list of professional organizations. These professional organizations provide network, education, certification, advocacy, and industry resources to you. And these professional organizations are Independent Electrical Contractors, National Electrical Contractor Association, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. I met a guy at a restaurant who was a member of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Awesome guy, been in the industry for 30 years. Another one is National Fire Protection Association. Other one, Association Builder and Contractor. Associate General Contractor of America. Those are just a little bit of organizations that's available to you as the professional electrician that you can be participating. And participation helps electricians remain current with code changes, technological innovations, and industrial best practices. That's a must. So, in technology trends, let's talk about that. Electrical work continues to evolve through innovations such as smart buildings. Smart buildings are coming up every day. Building automated system, artificial intelligence, electrical vehicle charging infrastructure, becoming more and more popular. Solar energy, battery energy storage system, microgrid, Internet of Things, advanced energy management, digital electrical inspection, prefabricated electrical assembly, predictive maintenance. Predictive maintenance, that's where the AI comes into play too, predictive maintenance. All right. Electricians who embrace these technologies will remain highly competitive in the workforce. Artificial intelligence, how that's applied in the electrical profession? I'm glad you asked. Artificial intelligence is changing the electrical industry by providing system monitoring, electrical management, predictive maintenance, and building automation. It will know if there's something wrong with a machine before you do. By the time you get your equipment to measure, it already said, this is where the problem is, this is the location, please replace it. Okay? That's how fast it works. It monitors. It monitors electrical system performance. It predicts equipment failure, optimizing energy usage, supporting smart building operations, enhanced fault detection, improve electrical load analysis, assisting preventive maintenance planning, and support digital inspection. It'll save companies and contractors a lot of time and hassle and man hours just by having this system in place, using AI to predict what's going to be the problem down the road. Okay? If there's a way that you can solve a problem before it happens, AI is the way to go. Okay? Although AI improves efficiency and diagnostic, an electrician remains responsible for designing, installation, interpreting electrical code, performing safe installation, troubleshooting complex problems, ensuring compliance with regulatory system. You're not going to lose your job. You're not going to be laid off. And AI definitely not going to replace your careers. So let's talk about career advancement. Career advancement for electrician and positions such as journeyman electrician, master electrician, lead electrician, electrical estimator, electrical inspector, project manager, construction manager, electrical engineer with additional education, of course, a bachelor's degree, operations manager, business owner, professional license, certification, leadership experience, continued education support, career advancement. Wow, that's a lot right there, guys. Didn't notice that much into the electrician field. Entrepreneur opportunities, experienced electricians frequently establish successful business. I know one from high school. I knew his father, and I knew him. This guy his business is very successful. He did work on my circuit breaker, my wife's circuit breaker, and my mother-in-law's old house, and we also replaced the pump and installed the pump, which is the water pump, so the water can come in because there's no pipe water going in. It goes through a well, so you have to set that up too. So, and kudos to a great job. It's still working. It's still operating too. And he also made the electrical hot water heater connection a lot safer as well. So, experienced electrician, frequently established, successful business. This is true. The examples of these businesses are residential electrical contracting companies, commercial electrical contractors, industrial electrical services, solar installation companies, EV charging installation businesses, smart home technology companies, general installation services, generators, like my Generex, electrical inspection consulting firm, energy efficient consulting, electrical maintenance company. Business ownership provides opportunity to build wealth, create jobs, contribute to local economic development. And let's see, what else? And I'm ready to close. Ethical responsibilities. Every electrician has an ethical responsibility to protect the safety of their clients, co-worker, and public by installing, maintaining electrical system that meets all applicable codes and standards. Ethical practices include using approved materials, all right, following national electrical codes, obtaining required permits, accurately documenting work, maintaining professional competency, protecting confidential customer information, refusing to perform unsafe or non-compliant installations, professional integrity, accountability, craftsmanship, and unwavering commitment to safety are fundamental principles of all the electrical professionals. Future outlook for electricians, here it is. Electrician careers are expected to remain in strong demand due to population growth, infrastructure modernization, renewable energy expansion, electrification of transportation, smart building technology, and increasing investment in manufacturing data and data center. The transition towards cleaner energy system and intelligent electrical infrastructure will continue to create new opportunities. Listen to what I'm saying, for highly skilled electricians. Individuals who develop expertise in industrial automations, renewable energy, smart building, electric vehicles, charging infrastructure, advanced electrical technology will enjoy exceptional long-term career opportunities and along with benefits too. Finally, electricians are essential professionals who install, maintain, repair the electrical system that power homes, businesses, industry, healthcare facilities, schools, public infrastructure, residential, commercial, industrial, and master electricians, along with other project managers and electrical contractors, ensure that electrical systems operate safely, efficiently, and in compliance with modern codes and standards. With strong employment demand, competitive wages, paid apprenticeship, state licensure, professional certification, leadership opportunities, and entrepreneurship, the electrical professional offers a rewarding and stable career path. As Chesterfield County, the Commonwealth of Virginia, and the nation continue to expand renewable development, advanced manufacturing, renewable energy, smart infrastructure, electrician will remain indispensable to economic growth and public safety and technological innovation. Guys, I know I have said a mouthful right there, and I just wanted you to share that bit about my book. And this book covers a multitude of career opportunities. I just shared with you just one, electrician. Electrician is a huge industry and a huge profession that is in great demand right now. Guys, if you get into the electric field, I'll tell you one thing. You will not be disappointed. You're willing to work hard, study hard, work efficiently, and follow the guidelines, you will be successful for years to come. I chose a different path through the military, wanted to do something different, and then later on got called to ministry. That became my profession. But I have no regrets for my initial start, and I thank God for the opportunity for me to learn in that field, along with through my father and through the people around. Guys, if you know an electrician or a plumber or a carpenter or a mechanic, shake their hand. Thank them for what they do because they do a lot to keep everything running smoothly. Anyway, guys, this is Reverend Dr. Antonio Arnold. I'm about to sign off. I thank you. Get this book. It's on Amazon. It's a hard book available and this paperback example right here. So, and there's other books that I will talk about. If you have questions, please reach out to me on social media or YouTube or Instagram or even TikTok if you'd like to learn more about careers in the Chesterfield County area, Virginia region, Richmond, Virginia region as a whole. So God bless you, and we're looking forward to hearing from you. Order the book today. You won't regret it. This is Reverend Dr. Antonio Arnold, a.k.a. Beast Mode, signing off. Everyone out.